Welcome to Financial Literacy, the channel dedicated to unraveling the complexities of the financial world in an accessible and easy-to-understand manner. Our aim is to empower you with knowledge, to help you navigate the economic landscape with confidence and ease. We tackle everything from basic concepts to intricate financial theories, simplifying them to their core essence. Today, we're addressing a phenomenon that you've likely noticed: the steady climb of prices over time. Be it a loaf of bread, a gallon of gas, or a simple haircut, it seems everything costs more than it used to. It's a universal truth that as time ticks on, the price tags on goods and services inflate. But why is that? What are the forces driving this seemingly relentless rise in prices? In this video, we'll delve into reasons that explain why everything is gradually becoming more expensive. So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the heart of our economic system. Let's dig deep into the matter and find out why our money seems to buy less and less as time goes on. First off, the most common reason for price increases is inflation. Inflation, in its simplest terms, is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. It's like a sneaky little gremlin that gnaws away at the value of your money over time. Think of it this way: if you've ever heard your grandparents recount tales of buying a loaf of bread for a few pennies, that's inflation in action. Over time, the cost of goods and services tends to increase, meaning the purchasing power of your money decreases. Now, why does this happen? Well, it's a natural occurrence in most economies. As economies grow, so too does the amount of money flowing within them. This increased circulation of money can lead to a general rise in price levels. But it's not all doom and gloom. While inflation does erode the value of money, it can also stimulate economic activity and growth. So inflation is like a silent thief, slowly but surely stealing the value of your money, but also, paradoxically, a necessary catalyst for economic progress. Another reason for rising prices is increased demand. Now let's break this down with some simple examples. Imagine there's a limited amount of houses in a popular neighborhood and more people desire to live in this area. The demand for these homes rises. However, the supply remains the same. This imbalance often results in the price of houses going up. Similarly, consider a hot new gadget that hits the market. If it's the next big thing everyone wants to own, demand will skyrocket. But if the manufacturer can't keep up with this sudden surge in demand, they might raise the price. This is because they know people are willing to pay more to get their hands on the product. So whether it's real estate, electronics, or any other good or service, the principle remains the same. Increased demand can lead to price hikes. When more people want something, they're often willing to pay more for it. The cost of making things isn't static either. This is our starting point as we delve into the fourth reason why everything seems more expensive: higher production costs. Imagine you're a manufacturer. Your product requires specific raw materials to make. If the price of these materials increases, you have to bear that cost. Whether it's copper for electronics, cotton for clothing, or corn for food products, any rise in the cost of raw materials can lead to an increase in the final price of the product. Now let's consider labor. If wages rise, the cost of producing goods and services also goes up. This is especially true in industries where labor is a significant part of production costs. Lastly, production methods themselves can become more expensive. This could be due to advances in technology requiring new machinery or stricter environmental regulations, necessitating cleaner but more costly production processes. When it costs more to make something, it usually costs more to buy it. Believe it or not, policies and regulations can also impact prices. Government plays a significant role in the economic realm, and their decisions can directly influence the cost of goods and services. For instance, taxes imposed on manufacturers or service providers can drive up the cost of production. And guess who bears that cost? Right, we do, the consumers. Similarly, regulations like minimum wage laws also play a part. While they aim to ensure fair wages, they can inadvertently cause businesses to increase their prices to cover the additional labor costs. And it's not just domestic policies. International trade regulations, tariffs, and sanctions can affect the cost of imported goods, making our favorite foreign brands more expensive. So you see, the government's invisible hand is often at work, affecting prices in ways we might not immediately realize. Sometimes the price we pay is a reflection of the rules and regulations in place. Globalization is a double-edged sword. It's a process that has connected the world, breaking down borders and enabling us to share resources and ideas like never before. However, this interconnectedness also has an impact on the prices we pay. On one side, globalization can foster competition, which usually drives prices down. But it also means that companies are vying for the same resources worldwide, which can drive their costs up. When businesses face higher costs for raw materials, they often pass these expenses on to consumers. Moreover, globalization makes the world's economies more interdependent. So when there's a change in one region, say a natural disaster, disrupting supply chains, or a political decision causing trade restrictions, it can ripple across the globe, affecting prices far away from the source of the change. In a nutshell, in our interconnected globalized world, the butterfly effect is real. In a globalized world, what happens in one corner can affect prices in another. Technology might make things easier, but not always cheaper. This may seem counterintuitive at first. After all, technology is often praised for its cost-cutting capabilities. However, there's more to the story. Consider the research and development expenses that go into producing new technology. These can be astronomical, and the costs are often passed on to the consumer. From designing a new smartphone to developing a revolutionary piece of software, these processes require significant investment. Furthermore, technology also has a knack for creating entirely new markets. When a novel technology emerges, it often comes with a premium price tag. Think about the first flat-screen TVs or the initial wave of electric cars. They were not cheap, not to forget the maintenance and upgrade costs associated with technology. As technology evolves, it demands continuous updates and replacements, which again adds to the cost. Sometimes the price of progress is just that, a price yet we willingly pay. Embracing the convenience and capabilities these advancements bring into our lives, money, like anything else, can lose its value. This is a fundamental principle in economics known as currency devaluation. But what exactly does this mean? In simple terms, currency devaluation is a reduction in the value of a country's currency with respect to other currencies. It's like a markdown on the international price tag of everything your country produces and buys. Now, why does this happen? Governments may deliberately devalue their own currency to make their exports cheaper and more attractive, boosting their economy. But there's an important catch. While exports might be cheaper, imports become more expensive as your currency loses value. It takes more of it to buy the same goods from abroad. This can lead to higher prices, particularly for imported goods. Everything from your morning cup of coffee to the fuel in your car could cost more. So in a nutshell, when a currency loses value, it takes more of it to buy the same things. Mother Nature can also play a role in pricing. Our environment is an intricate web that influences everything, including the economic sphere. Environmental factors such as natural disasters or climate change can have a powerful impact on prices by disrupting supply chains and hiking up production costs. Take, for example, a catastrophic flood that wipes out a significant portion of a country's agricultural produce. This disaster would likely cause a spike in food prices due to the sudden decrease in supply. Similarly, if climate change leads to an increase in extreme weather events, this can disrupt transportation and the distribution of goods, leading to increased costs on the production side. Environmental regulations aimed at combating climate change can also increase costs. For instance, companies may need to invest in cleaner technologies or pay penalties for excessive emissions costs, which are often passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices. As our environment changes, so too can the prices we pay. Finally, market manipulation can also lead to higher prices. In the world of economics, there's a darker side to the market forces, where entities with considerable influence can artificially inflate prices. This can occur through practices such as price fixing, where businesses collude to set prices at a higher level rather than letting competition determine them. Monopolies, too, have a significant role in this. A singular entity controlling a significant portion or all of a market has the power to dictate prices, often to the detriment of consumers. And let's not forget speculative trading. This is where traders buy large amounts of a commodity with the intent to sell it at a higher price later, creating artificial scarcity and driving up prices. These manipulations are far from the ideal free market scenario, where prices are determined by supply and demand alone. In some cases, prices are driven up not by natural forces, but by human actions. So there you have it. Reasons why everything is getting more expensive. We've explored inflation, the beast that silently eats away at your purchasing power. We've seen how increased demand can drive prices skyward and how higher production costs can do the same. We've delved into the impact of government policies and regulations and how they can make your cup of coffee cost more. We've traveled the globe to understand the role of globalization and stepped into the future to grasp how technological advancements can add to costs. We've also discussed the devaluation of currency and how it can make your money worth less. We've considered environmental factors, and lastly, we've shed light on the dark world of market manipulation. All these factors underline the complexity of pricing in our modern economy. Remember to subscribe to Financial Literacy for more insights into the world of finance. Until next time, keep your wallets wise and your minds open.